Good morning and welcome back. I hope you all had a lovely week. I certainly have. So today we're going to be going through some things we've done before. We're going to go through a couple of little bits as well that I've not tried as well. Again, we've got the 4 high-speed ovens and we have the Electrolux here as well. The Electrolux panini machine, which is really good. So I'm just going to get this one working. There we go. That's good, it's off eco mode now. So first we're going to start with some paninis. So I've got paninis, I've got 5 of them. And I'm going to be doing them one at a time. So we're going to start in this one over here. So find my toasty. That one's just going to have to get up to temperature again by the looks of things. So it keeps dropping in temperature. So it's going to go up for me. So we'll start in the link cat one then. So I get this on here. So inside here I've got pepperoni, salami, parma ham, and a mix of mozzarella and cheddar. So I'm just trying to preheat again. So give it a sec, let it preheat. Won't take too long anyway, so I guess I'll start in the Unox then instead. So let's get it in. Stick it in there. Speed Unox. Stuffed sandwich. Start. There we go. And off we go. And I'll put one in here as well. Why not? So we've got panini here. I'm trying to use grated cheese this time instead. There we go. So if you notice, that one was on at 2 minutes, this one's on at 1 minute and 10. So in theory, this one should be faster. Bless me. Right, let's go for the link out one as well. Now that we're all ready and rocking on that one as well. There we go. And that one again is at 1 minute and 10. So this one's almost double the time of these two. So it'll be interesting to see how the 3 come out. Is this one getting up to temperature just yet? 237, we're not far off. And then after I've done that, I'll do the Electrolux and this one together, I think. So last week, the cheese wasn't really melted in the middle of my toasties, and I used the sort of preset settings on all of them. I don't know why they didn't melt. I did use 2 slices, could be reason why, but the slices weren't really overlapping too much, and I assume it's because it was overlapping that was the issue. But as I said before, there's a lot of tinkering around that you can do with these, you know, depending on the size of your sandwich, how much cheese you're using, or what the filling is inside of the sandwich. You might just need to adjust the settings as you go along to compensate for, you know, the amount that you're putting in there, or the quantities inside the sandwich to help it cook thoroughly. So I'll be interested to see, because, oh, there we go, Merrychef is finished. So we have a look at this one here. That just chocker hot. Let's see if all the cheese melted this time. The cheese has definitely melted this time. Definitely looks nice. Nice and crispy on the top. Relatively crispy on the bottom as well. And I think I'll probe it just to see what the core temperature is. I'm just going to leave that in there while I get link cat. So here we have the link cat one. So that's at 35 degrees. And that's the link cat one there. So this one's not got anywhere near as much colour on it, but it is still crispy, and it's also incredibly crispy on the bottom compared to the Merrychef. A lot crispy, so let's have a look to see how well it's melted. So yeah, still a bit in the middle. It's like it's borderline almost all melted, and then got the link. That one there is nearly there as well. So I would say that's pretty much close. Well, this stuffed sandwich did not work. Yeah, knackered that one in there. So that was the preset setting for a stuffed sandwich, and it looked like a panini on there, but that's obviously really, really hot and really overcooked. So I probably could have done with changing the settings on that one a little bit. I just thought it was the preset setting, so I thought I'll just give it a go, see what happens. So that's most likely my fault for picking the wrong setting. So have a look how we're getting on with this one. Yeah, there, got 10 degrees to go. So now I'm going to do the Electrolux. So we have got, so as I said last week, you've got an adjustable plate. This plate will up and down depending on what it is you're doing. So I'm going to use setting 1. Or setting 2, sorry. So we'll see how that one comes out once it's finished. This is supposed to be really, really quick compared to the other ones, but I'd say it's about the same as Merrychef. But if you're just doing toasties, this could be the machine for you. Obviously, you've got more applications that you can do with these ones, but if you are just looking for toasties, but you've got to bear in mind that this one is the 13 amp plug version. The 3-phase version of this is a lot powerful and a lot faster than, it's supposed to be faster than all these Merrychefs and other high-speed ovens. So if you have got the ability to have 3-phase on site, then I'll probably go for that one as well. This takes about 15 minutes to get warm when you turn it on, which is a good amount of time. This takes about 15 to 20 minutes. This one takes about 25 minutes, somewhere there or thereabouts. This one takes about 10 to 12 minutes, I'd say. And this one here, again, takes about 15 to 20 minutes as well. So they've all got preheat times. And it'd be nice to see how this one comes out over here. Looks like we're nearly ready on this one as well. We're at 272, so we're nearly there. I'll get it in. Where's my panini? So it's going in for the same amount of time as the other, as the Linka and the Merrychef. There we go. This one's ready. There we go. So again, really nice crust on there. Oof, it's incredibly hot. So it's nice and crispy on the top, nice and crispy on the bottom, and nice and coloured on the bottom. It's nearly all melted, like it's borderline nearly there like the rest of them, so it's just on par with the rest. And the core temperature of that one is it keeps going up. So it's going to hit about 55, I reckon. So that's quite hot, that one on the inside. So it's a lot hotter than the Merrychef one was. I'm just got to wait for this last one to come out now. I think next week I'm going to try and do some sort of dessert in them. It's got microwave power, so it should, in theory, be able to do it. So that one's had the same amount of time as the Linka and the Merrychef, or Turboshef, shall I say. Not that crispy on the bottom, quite soggy on the bottom still. Nice and top's nice and crispy though. I found with this one that I probably shouldn't have used this tray. When I was playing about with it last week, I realised that it actually works better without any of the trays in there. When you put the trays in there, it doesn't seem to work as well. The cheese is not quite there yet, but let's have a look how hot it is inside. So it's reasonably warm inside there, but the cheese just isn't quite melted yet, so it could have done with another 20 seconds on microwave power, I reckon, to get that just about right. And then next we're going to be going on to little pre-made, pre-cooked sausage rolls. I tried to do frozen sausage rolls a couple of weeks ago, didn't work out too well for me. So I'm going to try these pre-cooked ones because I know these do work. And again, the reason I'm doing this is for hotels, little restaurants that have got residents in that have room service menus. Then you can base your room service menu off what these machines can do. So I know they get used a lot in cafes and delis and various other little places like that. But if you've got a hotel that does a lot of what's it called, room service menus after a certain time, like 11 o'clock at night. If you've got toasties that are pre-made up, you've got pre-cooked sausage rolls, you've got breaded chicken, you can just do them all in there. So you can run a proper, almost like a decent menu for people that get hungry at midnight, and then the night porters or whoever it is that works them shifts can actually do a bit of food for the customer. So it just gives you that extra option. And if you've got all the options preset on here, you don't need a trained chef to say, oh, well, it's not going to be hot in the middle, or I'm going to give someone food poisoning, because if everything's all preset with all your recipes on, all he has to do is stick it inside, take it to the customer. So it's nice and easy. So it's good for that. So I'm going to start with the sausage rolls next. I'm going to go in the Linkat first. They've got a sausage roll setting already on here for me. I'm just going to press that. It's going to preheat a little bit. And then I'm going to stick one on there. This will buzz at me when it's ready to go. I'm going to test the core temperature of these sausage rolls coming out too, but as I said, room service menus at night in hotels, really good for them, and you can get away with just having one of them as well, because they're quite quick. I know it's probably not the most ideal way of doing things, but it's just extra income, isn't it, really? If you can offer a nighttime menu and it's just a little bit, and you've got staff there that are portering at nighttime, then it just makes a little bit more, gets a bit more revenue in the business for you, so you can make a bit more money. Let's go. I'm going to go one at a time with this. Awesome. There we go. Let's get this one ready to go. So this one's going to preheat as well. There we go. I'll do this one at the same time. I'm not going to do it on the tray this time. I'm just going to go straight in with it. There we go. That's 2 minutes right there. So just under double the time of the Linkat Cibo Turboshef. So hopefully it'll come out nicely. This one does take a little bit longer, but we're hoping that it won't hopefully matter a whole lot. So that's the beep for the 15 seconds on that one. Now when the sausage rolls come out, they are quite soft when they come out because they've just had a lot of hair. So what you need to do is just leave them on the side for about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, just to crispen up again. So that's come out. Nice colour. I'm just going to stack these things up here like that. So that's come out really nice compared to that's how it went in. So it's not added a whole lot of colour to it, but it is crispy already. So I'll give that a couple of seconds to crispen up. Next, we're on the Unox. Well, that one's still working, so I've got a sausage roll setting on here somewhere. I'll make that one favourites. Sausage roll, right there. So, I'm gonna get that one in there. And that's going. So that's 10 seconds more than the Cibo. But we'll see what it looks like when it comes out. And then we're going to go on to this one as well. So this has got a sausage roll. I'm going to get it on my tray. There we go. And that's a minute, so it's the same amount of time as the Cibo and 10 seconds less than the Unox. So this one's almost ready to come out. Where did I put my... So this one's come out nice, again, a bit like the Linkat one. Nice colour, feels crispy. So as I said, it took double the amount of time, but it does the same thing eventually. So this is the Linkat one that I'm just going to probe now. So we're hitting the core temp easy there, and then let's try this one as well. So again, we've hit the core temperature with this, so we're definitely over the 75 degrees that we need to be. So I think in Scotland it's 85 degrees. But, so I believe the Turboshef at the moment is one of the helps if I use the brake. Here we've got the Unox. A little bit more colour than the first two, but it only went in for an extra 10 seconds. And then we've got the Linkat, not the Linkat, the Merrychef. Definitely a bit warm there. So we'll just check the core temperature of these. So these only took 1 minute. So if you've got pre-made sausage rolls, if you hand make sausage rolls, you could preheat one of these again, and it will be super crispy, very hot in the middle. So we're there. And then lastly, Unox. So yeah, we're definitely over the core temperature. And they are super, super crispy as well. Don't know if you'll be able to hear it with my microphone, but. So they are all super, super crispy at the moment. Now, lastly, we've got these beautiful little chicken burgers that I've got here. What I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and do the burger, stick it in the bun, and then do the bun in there as well. So I'll do the whole thing. So I'm going to have to put the buns in separately afterwards. And I've got some really nice ciabatta rolls for it. Pop these on here. So, in order of price at the moment, we haven't got a confirmed price for this one yet, but in the order it will go into, this is the better value one. This is 2799, which is really, really super, super good value for money. You will not find another high-speed oven of this quality at that price anywhere else. Next up would be the Linkat, which is down, I think at the moment it was 4349 plus the VAT, but I think possibly the Linkat might be having a bit of a sale on these, so the price on this very well might be coming down quite a bit more. I don't think it'll get anywhere near the Unox price, but it will be going down, and the Merrychef is at 4949, I think it is, somewhere in that ballpark. I do know the exact figure, I just can't remember off the top of my head, but this one's the most expensive of the bunch. But I suppose if you're paying for the brand, then you know most people have heard of this. So I'm going to try these chickens next. So I've got the setting on here. I put this setting on this morning, so I'm hoping it works out all right. I'm going to pop the chicken on there. Click on that. Two minutes and 25 seconds. So to change the recipes on here is really, really simple to do. I'll show you how to do it once they all come out. Changing the recipes is really simple. And as I said in the past, you've really got to play with it for quite a while to try and figure out what it is, what the what the end product's going to look like when it comes out, or how hot it's going to be, how melted the cheese is going to be. So you will need to tinker around with these quite a bit. Now we can send the reps in to come and help you develop the recipes on here compared to the recipes on your menu, so they can come in and do a bit of development with you, which they're more than happy to do. But you can also do it yourself as well. And then once you've saved all the recipes and you've got like set menus on there, say if you're a bit of a chain of restaurants, or you know, you do like a chain of cafes or delis, then you can stick a USB inside here, take all the recipes out of it, take it to the next site and stick it in there, and then transfer all the recipes onto that one, so you get the same consistent product right across all your businesses. And that's just it's just a really good little feature. It's the same feature that's on the combi ovens that we were doing as well, so you can have it spread across everywhere. And that's just a nice little feature for you as well. The USB port for this one is in here, so it's right where the filter is, just underneath there, where the filter is. Now, just a reminder as well that when you're using these filters need to be cleaned. You're not really supposed to take them out while they're on, but oh yeah, put it back in. Oops. Shouldn't have done that. Anyway, so yeah, these need to be cleaned regularly. I mean, it only had about 20 seconds left to go, so that should be about right. So it's come out. Some of the breadcrumbs just come off it a little bit. So these weren't frozen. Nice and crispy on the top. Crispy on the bottom as well. You got a nice little bit of colour on the bottom. So I'm going to leave that there on that tray. What I'm going to do is I'm going to that's close. So I'm going to stick that back in, and this has got cool little settings on it, which I really like, which is so most of these are like, oh yeah, preset for sausage rolls, preset for this, preset for that. This has just got things that say 10 seconds, 20 seconds of microwave, 10 seconds of colour, 20 seconds of colour, which I just think is a nice little feature, because then if you need to finish something off dead quick, you don't have to physically, say if you've done it and it's not quite right, you can just add a few more seconds to it by pressing one of the preset items that are in there. So let's see how that comes out after 20 seconds. So that there is just convection. I'm just trying to get a bit of heat and a bit of crispiness on the bun itself. There you go, so the bun's nice and warm now. It's not too crispy, that's not what I wanted. I wasn't looking for a crispy bun, I'm just looking for a nice warm bun, so that is ideal. Perfect. Let's go for the Unox. So, where's my... panini, there we go. Oh yeah, my mistake. 2 minutes and 29. I think that might be a bit too much, but I might try and stop it at like 30 seconds left to go. So that turned out quite nice. Let's go, next one. Gonna go in there. Get the link cap one in. And we're off. Hey, look, that one's finally settled, so I don't have to preheat anymore. So I'll stick one in there as well. I've got my tenders there that I saved. Tenders, let's go. So now we've got all three dancing at the same time. Right, so trying to think what else I can say about them at the moment. So they all, like, as much as I know I knackered this panini a little bit, like, but you know, on the whole, I'd say most these three here, like the difference between the times of cooking and the colour and the crispiness and the way the cheese melts inside and stuff like that. It's a lot of it's based on their own recipes, but I think a lot of the difference between them is very marginal. There is differences, but it's I don't know if it's in, like, maybe the link cap one's a bit crispier sometimes, but the rest of them are all sort of on par with each other. Like they all do a really good job. So if you're just looking to save a little bit of money in the future and you haven't got enough money to fork out, you know, £6,000 or whatever it is for one of the Merrychefs, if you're just looking for something that's a bit more budget, that's going to do the same job, might not be 100% the same, but it won't be far off. You know, it's just a really good option for those people that haven't got as much money to spend. So there are budget ranges available, and you know, Unox is a really good brand, really solid brand. They do a lot of combi ovens, convection ovens, and they do loads of different sort of custom bespoke ones as well. So they've got a good range and they are reliable. So, you know, for the price points, it's not bad. They also do another one which is called the X Pro Speed X, which can do a full roast chicken in 7 minutes. I'd like to have a play with that one as well at some point, but we'll see how it goes. Nah, a little bit burnt on the top there. It is nice and crispy. It's nice and crispy on the bottom as well, nice bit of colour, but it has just got a little bit of a... I'll stick that in there. So this one doesn't feel anywhere near as crispy as the last two that came out. This is the... Now that I've let it rest, let's go for the core temp. So that's not even going to hit 40, that. You'll be lucky if it hits 40, in fact. Whereas, I know this has got a little bit more colour on, but as I say, it's just a plain bout. So that's well and truly up to temperature, and I believe... Yeah, that's well and truly up to temperature as well. So this one falls behind quite a lot, even though it's gone in for the same amount of time. That's happening because I opened the door by mistake. A little bit overcoloured on this one as well. Oof, And that went in for the setting for the chicken tenders. I'm not sure if I maybe should have put 3 tenders in or something like that, but it is a bit on the crispy side, a bit on the borderline overcooked. But as I say, I probably just need to play around with the settings a little bit more and the temperatures and stuff. So, but that's definitely getting up to temperature, 100%. Well over the 75, but it is a little bit more charred. So the best one that came out of that then was the Merrychef one. Merrychef followed by the Linkat, followed by probably R1, and then followed by Unox, because the Unox was quite badly burnt. But again, that's just the preset settings that are on there, so I'm just using them as they are. And I know that maybe doesn't look too good sometimes, but as I say, all these suppliers will come in, they will train you, they'll do the recipe development with you and make sure that everything is ticking right. You know, unfortunately, I can't do the same sort of thing with all 4 suppliers because I'm trying to do as many different things as possible. So I'm just trying to do it myself and just showing you how I would do it. And then obviously, if I was in a business, then I would, if that Linkat one came out a little bit burnt, I'd probably just take the temperature down a little bit, or I would reduce the amount of time that it was in there. So, yes, I'm trying to think what else I can go through. Just going to show you how to make a recipe, unless I haven't already showed you. So I'll just double check to make sure I've definitely done it. So quite simple and straightforward to do, really. So you've got your main screen on the Merrychef here, and then you've got recipe creation, which is pretty self-explanatory. So you click on that, and then you've got temperature, you've got time, you've got convection, and then you've got microwave on the end. And you can just tap on these, change them as in how you want them to be, or if the supplier's coming in to do it for you. And if you want it to be like that, and then you say if you get it in there for 1 minute, you can always add a second step to the process too. So say you want lots of microwave power to get the heat into the middle of it, and then at the end you just want it to crispen up on the outside, then you could just change the that to that. So then at the end you could blast it for say 20 seconds with convection heat just to get it crispy, and then you would just press save, enter the title, put a picture in, you can put the quantity and the portion and the weight of the actual item that's going in there, and then you've got ambient, chilled and frozen. So plenty of options on there. There we go. Next one, Unox. Again, really simple to use. It's just got 5 things, a bit like the Merrychef. So it's got 5 things here, and then you just press set, and you can start making your own recipe. So up on the top, you've got time, which you can change to whatever it is that you want it to be. You've got temperature of the internal, which I always keep it on quite high, so that's in 170. And then you've got microwave power here, and then you've got the convection levels 1 and 2. And then you can add a step to this one as well by just pressing the add step button and then doing the same thing again. And then you just press save. You'd name it to whatever you want it to be. Go back. You can put pictures in there, and you can also upload more pictures if you need to as well. And it just tells you the settings on there as well. And then you would just press save, and then it'll save the recipe, and it'll tell you to save it in favorites or speed Unox. But bear in mind, you can only fit 8 in the favorites. Oh, sorry, 10. Sorry, my mistake. Next one, Linkat. Again. So the thing I like about the Linkat one is everything's on one screen. You don't have to swap between screens all the time, and you have to click into something. Whereas this one, it's all just here, and you operate it all from here. So you'll press the chef hat to go into editing mode. So you can go into something and you can edit the settings. You can move things around, copy recipes to different folders like that. And then for recipes, if you want to create your own, I can't remember how to do it now. Interesting. I can't remember how to make a recipe on it now. My mind's gone absolutely blank. Oh, there you go, spare. My man, there we go. So yeah, creating a recipe. So again, same like the other ones. So you've got your microwave power, which you just amend to whatever it is you want. Convection speed, convection, sorry, and how much you want. And then obviously you've got the time over here as well. Why can't we get? Oh, there you go. And then you change the time, and you can also change so the top one here is the actual internal temperature that blows the air in, and then this bottom one here is the base. So you just keep going up and up and up and up. So they normally have this on really high, so 360 I think it is. Yeah, that's it. And then you just press save and you've got a recipe. So that bottom one there is the ceramic plate on the bottom. That heats from below as well. And then creating recipes on this one is simple. So you've got this little recipe button here. So again, everything's on one screen here. So you've got your recipes that you can scroll through. And then you've got your recipes here, and then you'll just type in your pin, which you can change if you want to. And then you've got your recipes, so you've got your time, you've got your temperature, which is, you've got microwave power here, which you can change all the way to 100%. And then you've got fan speed that you can change as well. And then if you press this little arrow button here, you create a step like you have done with the others. And then you would just press the save button to save it, or if you just wanted to run that recipe by itself, you just press play and it'll start working for you. Right. So next week I'm going to try and do some sort of dessert. I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I want to try something I've never done before, something I've never been shown before, or maybe something that we didn't even realise might be possible inside one of these. So I'm trying to brainstorm some ideas. So I'll hopefully have something decent for you next week. Coming back to this Electrolux, I just want to show you how to operate this one as well. So if I open that up now. So you've just got 8 buttons, 8 numbers. If you want to go into the settings, press these 2 together. Like that. And you type in your PIN. Nice and easy. And then in here, you've got your US. So some of these settings you don't really want to play with, and I can't remember which ones he said don't play with, but there's like various ones on there that you're not supposed to touch. They can do it because they know what they're doing with it, but for argument's sake, you've got your recipes here. So if you go back, that's your recipe. Okay. And then you're looking at recipe 1. Okay, and then you've got your time that you want it in for, the microwave power. Do you want the microwave power at the beginning or the end? So you can choose how you want it. So you press that and you just have it at the end like that, and then press OK. Go back, and then this is locked, so that's fine. So microwave power, and then you would just save the recipe. I keep trying to touch the screen. So that's how you would change recipes on there as well. They can come in and preset these recipes for you. These do big chains of restaurants, mainly, because they are a very specialty item. They're not something that most people will have. Probably not most things because most people get a panini grill that costs a couple of £100, whereas this one's sitting at the 5,000 sort of range. So it is a really high-end piece, but they do have them in all the Prets. Is it called a Pret? Pret Manager or something? Pret Manager. So they've got them in that whole chain of restaurants, and for example, they changed all their recipes, put a new menu out or something, so Electrolux had to go to every single store and start redoing all the recipes on it. You can only store 8, but you will never need more than 8 because it is effectively just a toasting machine, so you won't need more than that really. But this, I quite like this. It's an interesting piece, and I like the way it'll just automatically open if you close it as well, because it doesn't like being closed if it's still in, so that'll just pop up in a couple of seconds. And it's really simple to turn off as well, so you just press that on and off button and it'll just come on. If you leave it like that for too long as well, it will go into economy mode, which will save energy, and it'll tell you to close the lid. So you'll close the lid and it'll just sit at economy mode. And it takes about a couple of minutes for it to get back up to the temperature once you want to start using it again, but it's just a little feature that automatically happens. And then it's got your adjustable griddle plate on the top. Now, I did this the other day and I nearly broke it. So there's a little flap on the top, and then you can pull this down. This all comes apart, so you can clean it and put it through the dishwasher. It is dishwasher safe. And then you can also amend how high or low you want it, but it does automatically adjust this griddle plate depending on what you put in there. You can't put anything in there bigger than 7.5 centimeters. Anything over 7.5 centimeters, you've got to crush whatever's in there. So it could do like a croque madame if it was a reasonable size. 7.5 centimeters is probably about that. So you're not going to get many things that are thicker than that, but that's the maximum depth. Anything over that and you're going to crush it. But yeah, so this adjusts so it won't crush anything that you put in there. So, and it's just a ceramic plate at the bottom, which has got a heating element underneath it. And then obviously this top part also heats up as well, so it gives you the bar marks. You can also get it with a smooth top as well if you did want it. But they do recommend that if you're wanting something that's more powerful, go for the 3-phase. They do single phase, but it is a special order, and I think he said it takes about 4 to 6 weeks if you do want a single phase one. But it is an option as well if you do need it. So I think I'll leave it at that. And hope to see you next week, and hopefully I'll have a nice dessert for you. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.